Hey guys, welcome to the show. Hi Kevin. Kevin's editing this.
What's up,
Hey,
Kev?
Kevin.
Kevin's not here. He's editing this. I'm just saying hi. Yeah, we're just saying hi,
dude.
Kevin.
Thank you.
When
man.
he's not around, we like to call him really cool nicknames that he doesn't know that he has. Like, what up, K-Town? Love that.
Styrofoam Lord. Yeah.
I was like, I go, hey, yo, what's up, K-hole?
yeah, K-Hole, for sure, dude. That's a classic. That's a classic K-Town side hustle of a...
Also, Special K.
Special K is a good one. That's really good, actually.
Yeah, like
Placky Tabacky.
all K's, though. Spelled with all K's.
Wacky Placky Tobacco.
Wacky Placky.
Wacky Placky Tabacky. Placky.
Anyway, thank you, Kevin.
I also like to say, yeah.
Hacky Placky's a great one.
Ooh, Hacky Placky. Yeah.
What about what's Plack-a-lackin'?
Ooh, I like that.
What's Plack-a-lackin', Placky?
Yeah.
Don't feel like watching movies, so I'll watch people guess them instead. I don't know how it goes. I think it starts with your show.
Guys, welcome to the show. A couple of things right off the top here. Can we get some video game stuff out of the way really quick?
Yeah, I bought Mario Wonder, and I'm loving it. It's a great time.
Well, I wasn't ready to talk about that yet, but but it is part of what I want to talk about. So spoiler alert. Right now I'm playing this game that has sucked all of my time, gentlemen. This game hits every button that I need to make a game that like makes me obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with this game. I just started playing it. It's not a new game.
Okay,
because I was gonna guess. Well, I wasn't gonna guess because you're not a big D&D guy, so it's not Baldur's Gate.
No, I'm not touching that game. I've heard that it's basically the devil.
Dude, you know my friend Tyler Jacobson?
Yeah,
I was sitting with him
on the show
when I went to Spokane. He went to Coheed and Cambria with me and my buddy Phil. And it's late night. We're old people now, so we didn't go out. We just sat there, and Phil started playing Baldur's Gate. And when he's in the opening of the game, and you're on this big like spaceship, and it's all super cool design. And then Ty's sitting on the other couch, and he just casually goes, "Oh yeah, I designed that."
What the fuck?
I know, man.
What the fuck? He worked on that game?
He did all that stuff. Yeah, that's so cool, man.
Who does he work for?
God, who does he work?
Who's his daddy, and what does he do?
He's just a freelance dude.
Who does number two work for?
Dude, he's doing so much cool stuff. I've just hijacked this with a quick Tyler Jacobson tangent.
No, get it.
Dude, here's what else he told me at the time, which I had no clue. Do you remember like it was like 6 months ago, maybe, I don't know, a year. I don't know how time works anymore. Do you remember when all like the incel nerds got up in arms about the fact that somebody designed a black Aragorn?
Okay, first of all, we got angry for multiple reasons, and it wasn't just because of that. And the mainstream media absolutely made it sound like that, but that absolutely wasn't what it was. It was actually the design of it itself went against the actual description of the way Aragorn is described in the book, and so it's not actually about what the incels think. It's actually about staying true to what the author.
Oh, that's right. You hang out on the Reddit.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, I hang out on Reddit, and I had no idea this was a thing.
No, Elliot hangs out and he goes and he pushes buttons and pokes people's like nerves on the incel Reddits. So that's why he knows about it.
I know a lot about him. I hang out with him.
Wait,
and they hate me.
So Aragorn from Lord of the Rings, someone just did like a fan art.
Did like it was Magic card set game released a Lord of the Rings set.
It was like an official Magic the Gathering like licensed Lord of the Rings crossover.
And in it, Aragorn was black.
Honestly, that's a move.
So that comes up in the conversation. He goes, "Oh yeah, that was me."
Oh, he did Black Aragorn?
Yeah, I did. I was like, what? Dude, you literally moved the internet for like 2 days.
Hold on, wait. He goes, did he decide? Was he the one who decided it?
Yeah, him and the guy. And
whoa.
He literally was like, yeah, I didn't give a fuck. It's great.
Good for him. I love that. And the amount of anger that in the conversations, like the really in-depth like bro-y faux intellectual conversations that people had because he decided just like I'm gonna make a black
dude. There's a lot of like living in LA. There's a lot of like LA in movie industry people, and we know like all sorts of types of movie industry types, from the actors all the way to behind the camera in the crews and stuff. And my favorite kind of Hollywood entertainment industry person is the one who's like really good at what they do, and they don't care about like that guy's not a nerd for like, oh, by the way, I made that ship and I'm incredible and I love this game. Like there's so many entertainers like that.
Dude, Ty is so just like, he's one of the dopest dudes I know. He's not like he's humble, but he's not like annoyingly over humble. Like he also knows he's good now. It took years to get there, but he's just like, yeah, I don't fuck it. I don't give a fuck. We did it because we thought it was a good idea. We were inspired by it. I was like, yeah. Great.
Dude, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, and if we get in trouble, who cares? I don't know. I don't think I can get my friend in trouble for saying this, but a very close friend of mine who works in the industry,
Steven Spielberg,
we were like hanging out with this guy, and Owen and I are mutual friends with this guy, so I'm really narrowing it down if anybody really wanted to figure it out. But Owen was like,
you and Owen know the same person?
Yeah, me and Owen are the same person.
Knew it.
And Owen was like, me and Owen and this guy were hanging out, and Owen casually mentions that our mutual friend killed Han Solo. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean he killed Han Solo? And Owen goes like, tell him the story, dude. And he's like, yeah, I'm the like hand shot of stabbing Han Solo with the lightsaber in The Force Awakens.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Like, what? Because obviously, like, when you cut to that insert shot of a hand going in, the hand with the lightsaber going into Han Solo, you don't need the actor there to do that. So you get like a double to do it, because you're doing all these setups and you don't, it's like
it's
endless.
Almost inevitably like some stagehand's hand, and it looks like for a girl you just see some gruff hair.
Yeah. I love movie tricks like that, because you totally, if you pay attention, you'll notice things like that. Like, wait a minute, that wasn't a woman's hands. Or like, wait, David Bowie's not really doing the crystal hand thing. That can't be Bowie doing that.
And I know you guys watch this every year, but our collective favorite film, Passion of the Christ.
Love that movie. I can't wait till we watch it together.
Every Halloween. Halloween.
You know who the hand is that holds the nail that is driven into Jesus, right? His body, the nail.
No.
Is it Mel Gibson?
It is Mel Gibson.
It is? Oh my God. That's
he's like, I got it.
Yeah.
Hey, I think, I'll take care of this one, guys.
It's just there's something so funny too, to be like, you can't see who it is, so you can just show that. There's something very silly about the filmmaking process where you're like, just don't show the face. You can get it. It's very funny. Anyway.
But I love it. I love a humble artist who's just who doesn't run their mouth all day about all the cool shit they did.
You know who else? And I think it's a little bit of bullshit that I just discovered that is kind of the same thing. Have you guys been watching that like Disney Imagineers show, like the behind the scenes?
Yeah, but is there new ones, or you're just talking about the old one?
I think it's the old one.
Okay, yes.
Where they design like Guardians of the Galaxy ride in the hotel.
Yeah, it's incredible.
The Tower of Terror. There's like this main Disney Imagineer who is like the main guy. He's
the guy with the earrings.
Yeah.
He's got with the earring.
He's just like, I don't design rides.
Joe Rohn.
Joe Road.
Yeah.
He also seems to be a little bit in that, like, I don't give a shit, like, category.
And I love that. I love it. I also love, I think Tony Baxter is the other one, right? Was Tony Baxter in there?
Yeah, I'm not sure. But I was just like, that guy's weird. And also doesn't seem to care, but totally does care. You know what I mean?
You know what's so cool about those is, like, you really get to, like, watch. There's one about the Haunted Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been an obsessive Disney theme park nerd for so long that they're just retelling stories I've heard a million times at this point. But I love it. And I love that it's being introduced to new audiences and things like that. And it's like a deep dive into what is essentially the creation of like Americana.
Like, that's a good way to put it.
It's truly Americana.
Yeah. It is. And it's like fascinating to see them like throwing ideas around for what would become a timeless treasure, essentially.
I love that they were like,
crazy to watch that.
The Tower of Terror should be a real hotel. And everybody was like, yeah. And it took like a long time to get to the point of like, this is a bad idea.
We shouldn't do this.
I know, people screaming all night, like while they're trying to sleep and shit, going down the drop. Dude, it's funny because Disney has always really loved the idea of like turning an attraction into a hotel or vice versa, and then they did it with the Star Wars one.
Okay, great. That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Right? And now it's gone.
Gone. Out you go.
Did it last like 2 years even? Like
no, I think it lasted about that, maybe a little more roundabouts, but also all of the like reviews for that thing evidently have been incredibly positive.
Yeah.
No one has ever done it and like walked away being like, that was terrible. It's just such an expensive attraction, but I remember watching some docu thing about it where they were like, look, this is like what we do. We try to make like incredibly cutting edge entertainment experiences for people, and sometimes they don't work. And you're like, all right, I can't really blame them for that.
Yeah, no, that's a relatable.
It just looks so cool. And like, I can't imagine the kids that got to experience it, but mostly it ended up being like a lot of older Disney fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of, and they priced out like fans like of Star Wars.
Yep.
You know, like, yeah. And they only let like super rich people try it out.
It was essentially just a really like stationary cruise ship. Cosplay cruise ship.
Yeah. Joe, you know, it's like you go into a building and like you don't see any windows.
They don't show you the outside ever again until you leave. Yeah.
My buddy John Payne went and did it, and he said he loved it.
Your buddy John Payne made it. He was like, yeah, I made that.
Joe knows everyone who made it.
Yeah, but they're all humble and they're not like,
they're cool.
I made that.
Coheed and Cambria.
I'm kind of over it. We're gonna shut it down. It's been 2 years. We're good.
I made that. Conversation over. I don't really want to talk about it. But like, I love that. Like, you know, it's true. Elliot's telling the truth. Elliot's true about this, like about people saying that, like, and not just the influencers that got to go for free. Like, there were people who paid the like full $70,000 or whatever the fuck it was.
That's crazy.
And came back and said that it was like the single greatest Disney experience that they've ever had.
Not so. Okay. Tangent. Go ahead. What were you saying? Elliot, you're gonna say something about Disney's?
No, please go ahead. I had Siri pop up. It heard me.
Well, I didn't get to tell you guys this video game that I've been obsessed with.
Our tangent went so far. Now we're coming back.
Sorry.
Okay, so this game is dude, I've never been so spellbound by a game so fast, to the point where I can't even remember the last game that did this. I'm hearing the music in my head. Like it's like it's stuck. I'm like, when I go to bed, I'm like thinking of all my next moves and what I need to do next and shit. It's like it's the first time in a really long time where a game has really captured me like this.
Somebody tripped and fell into some passion.
Big time.
You found happiness, some joy.
It's really cool. It's called The Cult of the Lamb.
Never heard of it.
It's just Cult of the Lamb. And it's this like super cutesy, like the animation is like really cool. It kind of looks like man, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like an Animal Crossing, like hand-drawn Animal Crossing, where you are the leader of a cult, and you build up your cult.
It looks very Castle Crashers art.
Yeah, it's got a Castle Crashers kind of animation style, which drew me in right away. And I love a game called Don't Starve. I don't know if you guys have heard of this Don't Starve game.
Yep.
And I've always loved that game, and it's like a guilty pleasure of mine to just get really stoned and just kind of like lose myself in that game. It's like
is it a guilty pleasure? Do you feel guilty about it?
A little bit, because it's like I could be doing a billion other things instead of this, you know?
Okay.
I guess to me, the definition of a guilty pleasure might be a bit skewed from others, but
I don't think
yeah.
you need to feel guilty about it.
Well, I love it, and
Cult of the Lamb.
unapologetically. Yeah, I'm just leaning into it, so it has that kind of resource management aspect that I also really love to kind of just like lose myself in. It just, like it's like, did you ever play StarCraft?
Little Animal Crossing, little StarCraft. I see what you're saying.
Like it's got this very like it's not complicated at all. And it's like got a great sense of humor. It's really funny. Like I have like 6 cult members, and I married 2 of them, and you can marry them. They get jealous when you marry each other, and then you can like sacrifice them to scare all the other ones and like make them afraid. In line. Keep them afraid of you, or you could be like really nice and kind of like. I'm gonna give you guys money, and we're gonna
their
share.
allegiance falls, so you gotta like really.
You have to like keep them in line, and it has like really like true to life cult stuff in it, in the guise of like cute animals and shit. It's like really awesome.
Are you worried about the, generally speaking, satanic nature of what you're doing and dabbling with? Like, are you concerned about the effect this is having on your psyche, independent of how much fun you're having?
I think about it all night, and while I'm praying.
Like, it really sounds so fun, but is this a computer game?
It's on the Switch, my friend. The Nintendo Switch.
I was gonna say, this sounds like, Elliot, I feel like you might enjoy this game.
Oh, dude, I might have to check this out, actually.
You should give it a shot because it's so wonderful and clever and really well made. And there's a battle aspect to it. What am I trying to say? Like there's like there's like a dungeon crawler aspect to it.
Oh, is that how you go get your resources and stuff?
Yeah, that feels really like it's got like a Zelda kind of vibe.
Ooh,
and,
stop selling Elliot on it.
Dude. It's
the only way to sell me, because it's the only game, it's the only avenue to anything I know about. Because I was playing Zelda today, and I was like, God, I'm bored. I was like, I've just done everything.
I know. I feel similarly. Like Zelda is like a slog a little bit. You gotta love it to like really stick with it. And so Cult of the Lamb just kind of fell into my lap, and I've just been like absolutely obsessed with it. Like you can name the cult members like anything you want. So you can make it like your family members and stuff, and you could like marry your wife in the game and like give them favoritism, and it's wonderful. It's really fun.
How many hours today have you played this game?
I played probably for like 2 hours straight just before I got on here with you guys. But how
about earlier than that? Was that the first time today?
Dude,
you played?
The time disappears in a way that like I haven't experienced in a game in a really long time. Like I'll look at my phone and be like, okay, it's 11 o'clock. I'm going to stop playing at midnight, and I'll like put the phone down, and the next thing I know, it's like 12:30. And I'm like,
overshot it a little bit.
And I'm like, I have so many things to do though. Like one of my followers requested a ritual, like to perform a ritual. And in order to perform rituals, you need to go find bones out in the dungeons and stuff. And I didn't have enough bones. So I needed to like go on a journey, but while you go on the journey, time is still passing for your cult back at your like cult grounds.
It sounds like reminiscent. I'm not saying it's the same in any sort of way, but I think Elliot, you would enjoy this game too. I can't remember if you played it, Steve. It sounds very Hades.
That's exactly what I've heard when I explain this to people.
Thing. Yeah. I remember. Yeah, that was the closest other game I think I've gotten to, Joe. As you're mentioning,
Hades is a good romp.
Sure. Like when I because I've been mentioning this to my friends and stuff, and when I mention it to some of my gamer friends, they're like, "Oh, you should play Hades next if you really like this one." But honestly, man, the thing that drew me in more than anything to this game is the art style. Like,
it's very Newgrounds.
Like it's really cute. Here, I'll pull it up for Elliot, so you can see it here.
Pull it up for me.
and then so the audience can who's watching.
Elliot,
the
would you be
video
a
version.
benevolent cult leader, or would you be just an incredibly manipulative cult leader, maliciously manipulative?
Honestly, I would be curious to just begin and see where my little dark or benevolent brain takes me. I don't know. I really have no idea. Do you decide in the beginning? Is that a choice that you make? I hope not. I hope you decide. I hope you find out later.
You do. So you do get the opportunity to kind of like.
It'd be cool if you didn't.
You get to decide like kind of right off the bat, but there are times where like you don't really have a choice, and like you kind of have to just like sometimes a follower will be like, you need to kill this person, they're like a traitor, and so you're like, whoa, okay, let me look into this, and then you kind of like look at eventually it's really cool because you get to like eventually you get abilities like learning how to like read their minds, and you can tell if they're like lying to you and stuff.
Joe, would you say you would be a good cult or bad? I mean, I guess I'd be bad cult because it sounds more fun, right? Like good cult, it's like I'm always gonna be wondering about bad.
You know, I've always talked about I've got the poison of needing people to like me, but I've never had the poison of like hurting them to make sure it's so. So
what if you killed one of them and all of them liked you after it?
Oh, I'd still be tough because that one guy wouldn't like me anymore.
Totally, exactly. But
so,
you know,
be tough for me. I don't want anything to do with being a cult leader. Too much responsibility.
Not what I expected it to look like. I guess I was expecting a HBO documentary type of graphic design.
Like a Jim Jones documentary.
Yeah. But it looks, I can see how this is charming too. I get the animation style.
Yeah, it drew me right in with this like Animal Crossing kind of style, but that's where the cutesiness kind of ends.
Yeah, the juxtaposition of the art style to the actual like meat of the game is quite shocking.
And guess what? The conundrum of like, how would you play it? Would you play it like a nice cult leader or a evil one?
I feel like, I mean, it's a can you be in like if you're already a cult leader, morality is kind of like skewed already, right? Like you don't really have a.
Well, but you also have to like, if for the game, and speaking specifically of the game, you have to like recruit people into your cult. In your dungeon travels also.
I'd be like a cool chill cult leader.
Yeah, I like that. I see that.
I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be like a nice I'm playing it super nice. I'm being nice to all my followers and I'm trying to play it nice. But the cool thing is like there's certainly going to be a time when I finish this run through where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this again and play it evil the whole time.
In general, when you guys play video games and you do have a choice to do like fork in the road moments where it's like, do it real bad or do it kind of good. I've never been able to not do the good route.
Yeah, I
always choose the good.
I always tell myself I'm going to do the good one first because this feels right and I don't really want to be mean to these things. But then eventually I'll try the evil one and I just never get to the evil one.
Elliot?
Yeah, I mean, generally, like, but here's the thing. I have one video game I play. So it's not fair. And
what's that game called?
It's called Zelda Tears of the King. And it is I never kill the foxes. And there have been a few times where I don't save a Hylian only because I've done it before. But I think that generally speaking, that's pretty ethical. But other times I kill things and don't pick up their drops. I'll kill them for fun. And that's kind of dark. What up, dude?
Whoa, it's Jackson.
Say hello.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's like, you know, when people are like, oh, I fucking played evil every time. It's like, well, it's because you get to live out this kind of
beautiful.
Yes. Yeah, you get to have this moment of like, I'm never going to do this in real life. So let me have some fun.
I would do the same thing that you're doing, Steve. I would go like, I'm going to be as good of a cult leader and then I'm going to definitely do it again.
I feel pretty good about that. And the fact that I like it and I love it. It's so good. I highly recommend it. I really, really like, you know, give it a shot.
Is there anything else, Steve, that you could recommend not only us, but our audience in terms of like, I know that we're all like, you know, Saturday night. It's like, what are we even going to do for... I'm just getting a little.
Well, are you talking about like your schedule and it being like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm so busy. Like, you know,
I'm not trying to derail the thing.
Oh yeah, and a crazy schedule like that, Elliot, can make it easy to fall back into your dinner time recipe rut.
Exactly.
Yes.
Is that what you were thinking, Joe?
Yes.
If you keep mealtime exciting with over 40 recipes to choose from every week, that might solve that rut problem, don't you think?
I think so, yeah.
Well, guess what?
What?
With HelloFresh, you can do just that.
Oh.
And you could discover something delicious.
What is it?
Well, how about things like fall flavor lineups, like apple cider cake with caramel sauce?
Sounds wonderful.
Actually, really does sound great.
Or you could please the crowd with appetizers like the barbecue pulled pork nachos.
Good Lord, what's happening here?
And don't forget the mini pumpkin cheesecake. Yeah, dude, that's all HelloFresh deliciousness that you can choose from right now for a limited time with the fall flavors lineup.
Whoa.
And look, guys, we all know that HelloFresh takes the hassle out of the mealtime, but did you know that it can also save you money? No. HelloFresh is 25% less expensive than takeout, so that means you get an easy home-cooked meal on the table and more money back in your pocket.
I knew that.
And guys, every time I personally make a HelloFresh meal, it is like I feel like a world-class chef. They give you everything you need to make it delicious and look wonderful. The presentation, it even has pictures to show you exactly how this thing is supposed to look when you're done with it. And trust me, for someone like me, when I'm done with it, it looks delicious. And I'm impressed every time. It's like they're a magical food making service.
Would you say they're magically delicious?
No, because I think that's a copyrighted.
So don't say that. Okay.
Quote.
Okay. Gotcha.
But I would say that they
delicious
are
in a magical way.
I'd say they're delicious in a magical way. So, guys, if you want to try some of these delicious meals and live life deliciously like Joe, Elliot, and myself have for many years now, go to HelloFresh.com/50ValleyCast and use code 50ValleyCast for 50% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/50ValleyCast and use code 50ValleyCast for 50% off plus free shipping. Thank you, HelloFresh.
Do it. Side note, did they write in the copy live deliciously or did you add that?
I added it.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, like, what a witch quote.
I know, right? For October.
Could
you imagine?
A
brand drops like a super like random deep cut quote from a art house horror movie.
So I know that we probably all have separate things to talk about, but I do think we need to revisit a topic that I can almost guarantee you no one wants to hear about. But Steve, I do want to hear your opinion on, which is it does seem to me like there is a hilarity involved with the tenacity that the people who presented the mummy aliens have of absolutely just the gall of
the gall,
sticking
the absolute gall,
sticking to their guns. And there is, because there hasn't been a moment when they have said, "Hey, you got us."
Wait, so they're still sticking to their guns, is what you're saying?
Okay, so I thought I was alley-ooping it to you, but yeah, no. Okay, so you haven't heard that they are.
Wait, there's news? There's news? I didn't know there was news.
There's more people who've come out and said apparently that they, and this is going off memory, but they have dissected parts of the body, and the doctors who did it said that there's no evidence that they were assembled in any way, that they seem to be specimens of some kind. And
no fucking way.
2 more were found in a costume shop wearing Halloween costumes. So what are we gonna do? Because apparently there's like 20 of these things floating around. So what are we gonna do? And did you see the Bigfoot thing?
Yes, I saw the Bigfoot thing.
The Bigfoot thing's really funny.
I saw the Bigfoot. Do you think that these are people who literally... Okay, moving on. Do you think? Yes, I do.
Yep. I was laughing so hard when I saw that video.
Do you think that there was people that
were most Bigfoot? It's the most clearly Bigfoot.
But like, do you think it was there were people on the train not connected with that that saw that and could not believe what they were seeing?
Well, saw that it was the guy who like they came out and were like, it's a part of a Bigfoot train ride.
Oh, no way.
The owner regularly dresses up as Bigfoot and goes, "Hey, I'm Bigfoot." And they filmed it and put it on the internet, and people were like, "That looks a lot like Bigfoot."
Dude,
and I was right there with him, dude.
I was like, so much. I hate the internet. I hate it and I love it at the same fucking time, because does that mean the original video that was posted explains that it's a Bigfoot train tour or something? And people just weren't reading that and just went like, "Whoa, it's Bigfoot," because they're not reading what it is.
If you listen to the audio of that video, the people filming it are like, there he is. Like, they're not like, "Oh my God,
look freaking out." Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, there's something."
Yeah, they're pretty calm for seeing that.
Yeah. Almost like they're on a Bigfoot train ride.
It's like the Polar Express train ride that you can take just up north here every Christmas, but this one's for Bigfoot.
I heard on that Polar Express
what
train, they have Tom Hanks out on the hillsides walking through the trees.
He takes a seat. He just sits down.
Yeah,
he's out in the trees. Yeah, just like that Bigfoot.
Yeah,
dressed as Bigfoot. It's a weird choice, but he loves it.
There's the conductor.
It's up in Fullerton. You guys should do it. It's actually really fun.
Do they serve hot chocolate? Because if they don't, I don't want to be a part of it.
They do serve hot chocolate, and you get on a train, and the train actually moves for a while, and then you drive back.
Cool.
It's really,
do they play that? Do they play that deplorable song from the movie?
What is that deplorable song?
It was like hot chocolate. It's like a weird.
Oh yeah,
hot chocolate.
It's like. Let me see if I can find a little bit of it. It's so awful.
In the meantime, have y'all's Instagram feeds been taken up by Christmassy kind of things like that, Joe? Like,
not yet. No.
Is it time? It's already time.
Like, if you go to this town that is near you, it is.
Oh, it'll happen soon.
Christmassy or Halloweeny. It's all very.
It just heard me talk. My phone just heard me talking about it, so I
know. Here we go.
Yep.
Listen to this garbage.
Don't you stop it. This is a classic. This is a holiday
No,
bop.
It's awful. This song sucks.
No, I think it is like they really wanted it to be, right? This is like.
For some reason.
Oh, we got it. Hey, we got it.
Yeah.
Hey, we got it.
Got what?
And then he goes, hot chocolate. I'm like, what is this garbage?
You stop it. That's a Robert Zemeckis classic.
No, it's an Uncanny Valley nightmare. Can I say something? Can I give you a little bit of a hot take?
Hot chocolate?
A hot chocolate take. I don't think there's ever been a song featuring Tom Hanks that's good.
Well, that's okay, man. That's not his thing.
Do you remember? He just did that horrible Pinocchio live action movie.
Did you see it?
Well, we skimmed through it because I was like, I have to see what this looks. Because remember when that came out, it was like Tom Hanks is Geppetto. This should be a big deal.
No one talked about it. Every human said we're not going to talk about this.
I think we collectively
I don't even have like a visual in my mind.
We collectively subconsciously decided to not.
You had it right the first time. It's actually unconsciously. It's not.
Was it unconscious?
We were all just like, nah, pass.
Well, it happened, and it's on Disney Plus, unless they make it disappear, like a lot of streaming services have been doing
the vault
for things that are not good. But there's a scene in it. It's real bad. It's just bad. I mean, it's so bad you never even heard anyone talk about it until now. But there's a scene in it where I couldn't believe my eyes and ears, and it's like Tom Hanks is dancing around the room with Pinocchio. And the lyrics to the song, it's like Tom Hanks just jumping around the room. And the lyrics to the song are Pinocchio, 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 Pinocchio. And it's like, I can't believe this.
I'm looking at the images on my Google search, and I can't believe that this just came in. This looks like Disney's big swing at making another live action of their animated movie.
Because
it went right to Plus,
straight to Disney Plus,
and it was right at the same time. I think that they were like just launching Plus, so it was like part of their whole like this is an exclusive.
No, it's even newer than that.
Oh, am I right? Oh,
it's even newer.
2022.
2022.
Wow, that's madness. Crazy. Huh?
It's awful. And you know why I think it got buried even more? Is because Guillermo del Toro made like a really good Pinocchio. And then everyone was like, yay!
Same time. Yeah. But that wasn't that like at the exact same time?
I think so. I think Disney's live action Pinocchio came out first, and then shortly after Guillermo's came out.
If you go to Rotten Tomatoes, Disney's Pinocchio comes up first. If you put in Pinocchio, 28%. Right below it, Guillermo del Toro's 96%.
Oh shit! Holy shit! Yeah, oof. It looked like we skimmed through a lot of it, and we were just like, wow, we couldn't believe what we were seeing.
I think that speaks to the timeless nature of the Pinocchio tale itself, and it actually sheds light on the way that the production value and the people who actually make it are held responsible. But that said, going back to this cult conversation.
Oh, I was hoping we go back to the Peru aliens.
That's an open-ended mystery. Like it is,
There's just more, which are about the size of Pinocchio. So it's all full circle.
They're so small.
The Pinocchio. So, Super Mario Wonder came out.
Yep, playing that. It's fun.
Yesterday, and I haven't gotten it yet because I'm so absolutely enthralled by Cult of the Lamb. But I'm getting it tomorrow, and it's a single player game, but it's more of a co-op game, right?
It's like kind of old school Super Mario World Mario. Left to right scrolling, levels with secrets in them and stuff like that.
It looks really cool.
Super beautiful, and it's like classic Mario platformer, like tight controls and stuff like that. But you don't need to play co-op, but you can. You can do it online, you can do it in person, local, and you can play all your classic Mario friendly pals. But it's better than that other one from the Wii U, where you could like beat the shit out of each other and you'd never finish a level.
The new Super Mario Brothers.
You remember how you'd like jump and you'd like hit your friend into the pit every time?
Yeah, and it was impossible to play co-op.
None of that shit. It's now you're just all coexisting together.
Have you played it as a co-op game with the kids?
Mm-hmm.
And is it fun to play that way?
Yeah, it's fun. It's cute.
Yeah. And you're really liking it.
I am enjoying it. I'm not like over the freaking moon for it, but it's feeling like my Nintendo boy grew up with Nintendo Heart. Good Mario game. And I've got it because even Hayden, like a couple months ago, was like, I want a new Mario game.
I know. Everyone, they always release one when like kids go like, I want a new Mario game. And then suddenly here it goes.
Yeah. So it's fun. It's very beautiful, I think. And they're expanding the lore of Mario. There's new characters, new lands, stuff like that. Is it like creating a new wheel? No. But if you like Mario, you'll have some fun with it.
They don't need to do much.
I think they marketed it brilliantly. The whole like get a flower and it's trippy and the world is crazy
and become a big elephant and stuff and things like that.
It's not as crazy and like trippy as they presented it to be. That's it. It's just fun. It's a fun little platformer that's cute. That's it. The end.
So no further questions. I actually have some questions.
Okay.
Are we talking about like an actual Mario game, like Mario Galaxy, like kind of deal? Like, is this new official canon kind of deal?
Yes, it's a new Super Mario game, and they've gone back to the like Super Mario World style,
like Super Nintendo Super Mario World.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I remember that.
That's the one I equate it to the most, because like that one was a very like big, robust world, like an overworld map, and you would go into all the levels and stuff like that. And if you like beat a level one way, you could go back in and maybe beat it 2 or 3 other ways. That's how this game kind of is.
Cool.
And there's new power-ups.
Yeah, and it's getting crazy good reviews too.
It's a good game.
They have 2 properties and they're great. Guys, can I update you on something that I believe you will find interesting?
Yes.
This began at 4:18 p.m. today, so it's 6:45 right now.
Okay.
And so it was before we started this podcast, and I received a text message from a rando number, and I have.
Oh wow!
Are you having fun? Are you having fun?
I didn't have too.
Or
much
should
fun,
we have some fun right now?
I did have a little fun.
Yeah,
and I want to see what happens, because I was like, I'm not gonna. Who knows what this is, and I don't want to be rude, but Okay. Anyway, so here's what the text says. This is a 4:18. It's Elsa, Jessica, wishing you a happy birthday. I'm sorry I can't make it to your birthday party. I have asked Allie to bring you a birthday present.
Whoa. Okay. Now, before you go on, I do want to say that there has been an influx of like kind of like scammy fake messages from like an unknown number that when you engage with them, they like engage back, and then eventually it goes to like, here's a link to my like spicy website or something like that.
Let's see if it goes that way.
Yeah. So do you think it could have been, did you think of that at all? Or were you like, this is a genuine wrong number situation and I'm going to have some fun?
Yeah. Here's 2 things in context wise. I have spam calls and spam texts all the time. So I assume that I just need to get a new number at some point, but I am too lazy to do it. So
that's so much work.
Yeah, it is a lot of work.
And I'm not going to tell people. I don't want to be like, because then I have to like make contact with them. Like, here's my number. But anyway,
I exist. Remember me? Here's my new number.
Yeah. And then the other thing is maybe this is like an older person, which has happened before to me. So that was where my head went. And so I just said very simply, they said, I've asked Allie to bring you a birthday present. And I said, is it a stripper? If not, you can keep it. And then I did a big laughy emoji.
Whoa, you went straight to you went straight for the throat. You didn't go like, oh no, I already gave her a gift on your behalf.
No, why? Yeah,
because then you could have all sorts of fun.
This is fun. Wait! I gotta have some
that
context.
would be really good. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You just keep going with it.
You gotta have a little context though, Elliot. Are you? Because this is funnier to me. Are you like in a room by yourself, quietly laughing to yourself while you're doing this?
Yeah.
Or is Grace sitting next to you and you're like, what should I write? Would it be funny to do this? No. Oh, so you? Yes.
No, honestly, I was like, I don't have time for this. I was like, it was a stressful part of the day, and I was like, Grace has got her stuff going on, and this text comes in, and I was like, all right, this is interesting. And so I just said, is it a stripper? If not, you can keep it. I thought maybe it was like an older woman talking about an older woman,
and it could be cheeky.
And it could be cheeky. And then I just got a reply at 6:44, which was 5 minutes ago. And it says, what do you mean, Jessica? So I am Jessica, so I get that.
Oh, so it's like, what do you mean, Jessica? Like, what do you mean, Jessica?
Is it a stripper? Yeah. Do I say like I said what I meant?
Wait, I said what I said.
I said what I said.
Just said I said what I said.
I said what I said. I said what I said. That is the meanest thing you could say to someone. I said what I said.
I said what I said.
No, I said what I said.
You may need further clarification, but I'm not going to give it to you. I said what I said.
I bet you anything, dude. It's gonna hit me with a link of something. But
here's my spicy website. Well, she's like, "Hey, that's rude." Here's my spicy website.
Yeah, because like, are they gonna do a spicy website after? I'm sorry about missing your birthday party. Is that how these spam things work? I've seen a lot of them. I haven't seen one like this.
Yeah, this sounds genuine. This one sounds genuine.
Everybody's trying to do marketing a little different now, right? Like you see all these stupid freaking YouTube commercials where it's like, a guy pretending like he's vlogging now, and it's like shot really shittily on the phone. He's like, man, I've been doing breakfast.
Oh yeah, I've seen
the last.
yeah.
God,
that's their attempt at making it more relatable. Is that it's not high production. Like we can make.
She's got read receipts on. She's got read receipts on. She read it.
Dude, we'll never be able to end a podcast.
Dude, this is great. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear what's next.
I feel like the Valleyfolk were struggling, but then they did this like 17-hour podcast out of nowhere.
They got 1 million views because people were really invested in this text message.
Is I said what I said too much? Is that too obvious? Is it too big of a play?
I mean,
the stripper thing was like pretty out there.
I just thought it was a zany thing for Jessica to say.
I think it was a zany thing. It sounds like it's kind of out of sorts.
It's her birthday. I was like, literally, she's at a birthday party. Like this woman is at. Oh, assuming it's a woman at a birthday party. Right.
Here's what we do: text her immediately and say, "Sorry, I'm kind of drunk," but misspelled drunk.
What if it's
misspelled drunk? DURNK.
Dirk.
Sorry, I'm a little dirk.
Sorry,
No.
Or just say like, I'm sorry, I've had a few glasses. I've had a few glasses of wine.
Sorry, I've had some. Sorry, I've had some.
Sorry, I've had a few too many. LOL.
Oh, Jessica's had a rough year though,
And then put an emoji, put like a weird emoji in there.
No,
like
I love doing the emojis where it's like the zany, like cross-eyed, like tongue out, like.
But put something weird like the stop sign.
I will. I'm gonna do the I'm gonna do the. Let me find the one that I'm talking about.
Or put like the Korean flag or something.
What's the one that's like, I'm a goofy. Yeah. I'm not
gonna
do
the eyes or the tongues out. Yeah.
I won't do the flag, but maybe like a pan or like a little egg, a little toasted egg.
Cook an egg.
Yeah, put an egg.
I've had a few eggs.
Yeah, put an egg. Say sorry, I've had a few too many, and then just put 3 egg emojis.
They're gonna be worried about Jessica. This isn't like Jessica.
I'm not gonna try to find that emoji, so I just have to type egg real quick. Yes, egg.
Oh man,
do the eggs look too much? I don't think the eggs look enough like eggs. They look more like little.
Isn't there
tiny...
like an egg in a pan? There's an egg.
They
in a
are.
pan,
You want
right?
that one? I think that's better, right?
Yeah, do that one. Do 3 of those.
Because that's like also brain on drugs,
Exactly. So it makes sense.
That's so funny. Yeah, that could. They could.
She'll
that
figure
could be
it out.
interpreted that way. Yeah,
it's a bummer. But anyway, it was fun while it lasted. It was just. But I will do a little quick. Hang on. We had these little pans.
This isn't Jessica.
I can't wait. I have to say something. Hey,
dude, literally, it says, sorry, a few too many, and then a bunch of pans with eggs in them. That's pretty fun.
Yeah. See, now that cleans up that I said what I said a little bit.
Yeah. I bet this is a text message that to someone who she thinks is like probably a child or something. And that child is going like...
We'll see what happens.
Wait, you should send. Anyways, here's my spicy website.
Yeah,
anyway, check out my OnlyFans.
I'd like to talk to you about your car renewal or whatever the thing is with it.
Have you guys heard of, you guys know who Mike Flanagan is?
Nope.
No?
Mike Flanagan is a director who has directed some Netflix shows like Midnight Mass and The Haunting of Bly Manor and The House on the Haunted Hill.
I know of his work then.
Okay.
Sounds like someone I've consciously avoided.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I understand that. They're kind of like scary stuff. Well, he's released a new show called The Fall of the House of Usher, which is based off of an Edgar Allan Poe story or book, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I've watched the first 2 episodes, and I think it's awesome.
Okay. Good stuff.
And so, yeah, I recommend you guys check that out. And I want to say, Mike Flanagan to me is kind of like the guy that does American Horror Story, but he just is like way less like it's like
sexually deprived.
Yeah. Or sexually charged, rather, maybe.
Sexually macabrely deprived.
Yeah.
I will say that Grace and I did watch The Cabin on the
The Cabin in the Woods.
Yes, not the podcast, the Cabin in the Woods. And
update.
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I enjoyed watching it again. And Grace was like, "I don't like this."
It was too scary.
It was still a little too scary. So we found the line, and we'll just inch it back a little bit.
I think that's important. It's important to find that line because now you have like a really nice sense of right, you've got a basis of comparison. Like,
and she was like, it's interesting. She was like, it's creative. It's a good movie. She was like, I get it. It's funny. I see what they're doing. She's like, too scary. She's like, I don't like the monsters. I was like, that's fair.
Just a little too much. Did she like the merman?
Man, dude, that's so funny you say that, dude, because like I didn't say anything about the merman.
I don't think she liked the merman. I'm gonna go ahead and say she didn't like the merman.
She definitely predicted it like 8 times before it happened.
Cool.
And she was like, there's gonna be a merman. At some point there's gonna be a merman. And then when the merman finally happened, she was just like, I just want this movie to be done. I was like, but you see, it's funny. Like,
that's great.
But yeah, it was not a hit. But yeah. Anyway, sorry, Steve.
No, that's so funny.
The creativity behind the lore. That's
good. But it's good to know.
Not a fan.
It's good to know, like, because like now that there's definitely now a lot of horror movies that she probably shouldn't see. But you guys said that you guys saw like Megan, and you guys enjoyed Megan, and so those are fine, and those are great movies.
Exactly. It's like campy stuff is good, and this wasn't enough campy, but she did crack up a few moments, and so I think she liked it more. It's like like I'm the same way. You watch a horror movie, and I get really freaked out that it's just I'm genuinely going to be scared.
And it's hard to enjoy
until the end
when that happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Only later can you be like, oh yeah, that was kind of cool. I don't know how any of it works.
Was it shocking? Was the Chris Hemsworth stuff kind of shocking? Like the
motorcycle?
Dude,
yeah.
Dude, she is like, I hate to say this.
Man, she fucking sucks, dude.
She's smart.
You know what? She just sucks.
Dude, can I just take a second? Like,
I wasn't gonna do it here, but I think this is the best place to do it.
Dude, Grace sucks.
Like you're just talking to your boys, having drinks.
Fellas. God, it's just like, what am I gonna do? But she truly is so quick on it, and she was like, he's gonna die immediately.
Oh, that's so funny. I love it.
I was like, God, I was like, when I watched this 10 years ago, I was like, no way, you're never gonna expect.
She just knows the tropes. She knows the tropes.
She gets the rhythm. But it's not fair. So anyway.
Well, yeah, and the movie is built in such a way that it's like
you see it coming. I mean,
you do see it coming, but the audience participates in that. It's not like, they tell you that they let the audience in on the joke, basically. And so you're all along for the ride together, which I really like.
That joke is so good, though. And
dude,
that he like smashes against it's so good.
Because it's also smash and like slowly scrape down.
I'm gonna go get help.
Whatever happens.
I love that. I love a good horror movie that's just like bleak and funny and doesn't take itself too seriously. What was like the last horror movie you saw that like made you feel that way?
Bleak and funny?
Like there aren't a lot of movies like Cabin in the Woods, really. No. Like, have you seen Slither?
Slither's great, but that's
Slither's kind of like that. Sense. Yeah.
Slither's amazing.
And a lot of those trauma movies are like bonkers and gross and fun.
That
Slither
movie
was directed by the husband of Pam from The Office.
What was?
Pam from The Office.
Wait, what was directed by?
Her husband, I believe, directed that, or her ex-husband.
Directed what?
Sure. Slither.
Oh.
Was it James Gunn?
James Gunn directed Slither.
Oh, James Gunn did?
Yeah. Was she married to James Gunn?
I feel like no, there's no way. Pam had something to do with Slither.
Really good movie. And it lays the groundwork for like James Gunn just likes that like backwards almost country boy.
I know that character that's like
everything that he's done all the way up to
she's just in it. She's in it. In Slither, Jenna Fisher.
Oh, she
plays
is
the
in it
spoiler
for like
mom.
a second. She's like the secretary or something.
It's really good. Really good
But
movie.
I really did think it was her.
That's right. That's right. And they were married for like a second or something.
Do you remember that TV show back in the day? I think it was called Project Greenlight.
Yeah, that's the Spielberg thing, right? Or was
I
it
think
Ben Affleck? Or
Ben
something?
Affleck and Matt Damon were behind it, but the winner of the first one of that created a horror movie called Feast that is kind of the way that you're talking
Feast.
about right now.
Interesting.
No, thank you. I don't
Bleak.
like when they're verbs.
Verb titles. Nope,
And
don't do
Slither
them.
and the Feast.
Did you guys see that? Do you remember Grindhouse, the Quentin Tarantino thing?
Yeah, and he's making a movie about the trailer and the
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So like when Grindhouse
Yeah.
came out, Tarantino got all of his friends to make fake movie trailers that would go in between the two Grindhouse movies, and some of them were directed by Rob Zombie and Edgar Wright and Eli Roth. And the one that Eli Roth directed is now a full movie, I guess.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
And it's out. It's out, and you can watch it.
I think I saw a trailer. I don't know if it's out yet.
Okay, so
Also,
that's kind of neat.
Jenna Fisher was married to James Gunn.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
that's
so.
right.
Yeah, so but at the time, and then they divorced.
Yeah, absolutely. They do.
That's some good trivia
Anyway.
that ended up being true. And speaking of other horror things, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie comes out like this week or next week or something.
Oh, dude, my kids are pumped.
How do you feel?
I could give less of a crap, but the fact that they're
Really?
pumped makes me happy.
Oh,
So,
cool.
do you think? I mean, you're not going in with like, "Hey, this could be fun and neat."
I'm
and-
going in with I've never given a crap about that crappy game. But I'm going in with the trailer actually looks okay, and it seems like they kind of went for it a little bit, and I respect that.
Yeah, and for me, like Joe, we're the generation that like really experienced animatronic, and Elliot, I think you're in there too. The
You guys are
animatronic,
probably the older generation.
but you remember Chuck E. Cheese with the robots, right? Like,
yeah.
you guys are older than me. But yeah, like, you know, I also don't care about the games, but the like concept of the animatronics at a pizza place come alive and like is
best.
like it's a great concept. Like I'm excited about the potential for that movie being kind of fun and awesome.
It's on the same level of a pop culture event, just like Barbie, because
Totally, it's a hugely
just
popular
for a different generation. It's going to do very, very well.
Really?
I
You
hope
think,
it's-
so this is like going to be a big, you think it's a tidal
Yeah.
wave that people don't see yet?
Yeah,
Cool.
kids love this shit. Kids love Five Nights at Freddy's. They call
It's
it
got that kid in
FNAF.
it, right? I like that kid.
That Josh Hutcherson?
That's who it is. Yeah, I like him. I think
Yep.
he's cool.
Yeah.
I've always felt like his name
Not a
sounds
kid
like
anymore.
someone saying
Adult, big boy.
his last name sounds like someone saying his name wrong.
Exactly. Every time his real name sounds wrong.
Josh Hutcherson.
But yeah, I'm stoked. Because also the Jim Henson company made the robots, the puppets, and I love practical puppetry and stuff. So I'm like stoked. Like I'm not the audience for this, but I'm stoked. I want to see it.
Well, you can take my kids.
No.
Okay.
Elliot, are you gonna see it?
No, but I will watch it at some point
On
probably
VOD
years
when it's
from now,
streaming?
after I've been able to convince some
On
folks, but
Halloween,
also,
yeah.
yeah,
Great.
and this has been a very fun podcast. You guys have just left us 40 minutes to dive into our foreign affairs and getting into kind of the sort of international politics that you guys have been waiting for. So.
Oh yeah. So Palestine.
Oh, did we not? Did we?
What? Oh, guys, you're breaking
Are
up.
we not ready to?
Breaking up. Oh.
Joe and Steve.